What's up, guys? Today I'm going to take you through a full body myofascial release. Okay, so you can use any of the following tools here. I've got a basketball. You can use a basketball, a soccer ball, medicine ball, or a foam roller if you have it. Personally, I like either a basketball or like a firm medicine ball, but it's going to depend on what you have available as well as like what you can tolerate. So just keep in mind that the harder the tool, like the firmer the ball or the foam roller is, the more intense it's going to be. Okay, so if you're new to this, you might want to start with something a little softer. But again, whatever you have available, we'll get it done. Okay, so we'll start. It's going to be a minute and a half per body part. Okay, we're going to start with the quads. If you're ready to start, just go ahead and get your ball or foam roller ready, and just lie down right on the quad, center of the quad, just like this. Okay, the other leg's just resting on the floor like that. Okay, and I'm just going to hang out here. Now, a lot of people make the mistake of doing big motions back and forth when they're foam rolling, okay? But what you want to do is just start off in the middle, spend some time on that one spot in the middle, and then maybe move it around just a little bit to find knots. And when you find a hot spot, when you find a knot, you just want to rest on that spot, okay? A little bit of motion's okay, but you really don't need to take long rolls just like that, okay? You want to kind of hang out over those knots and make sure that you apply that pressure on the areas that need it. Small motions is way more effective than long strides. Okay, we got 15 seconds here. All right, other side. Just gonna move that. Okay, again, like I said, start off in the middle of the quad, okay, and then kind of move around from there. But basically, what you're looking for is that hot spot, okay? The spots where you have knots. You want to get over top of that knot and attack it. See, if the middle of the quad's fine for you, then just move around. Find where you need it. The other thing you want to keep in mind, you might have areas that need a little bit more time than a minute and a half, others that don't need as much time at all. So what you can do in that case is just, pause the video, spend more time on those areas that are worse off for you, and then speed through the areas that really don't need it. Okay? So just make it work so that you're getting those problem areas, those tighter areas. You'll know when you feel them, those knots. So those knots hold you back from your full potential. All right, here we go, guys. We're gonna switch it up. We're gonna go to the IT band now. So the side of your quad here like this. So you can rest here like this on your hands. If you have a mat, go down to the elbow. Okay, whatever you can handle. So right now I'm on my left leg. I've got my right leg crossed over the left leg, right foot on the ground. Just gonna hold here. This one's usually pretty intense. I'm actually all right on this one. So chances are the right IT band's gonna be a bit of a problem for me. 30 seconds to go. Last 10. Beauty. Okay. Other side. Again, same deal. You don't want to move around too much. All right, a little bit of rolling back and forth is fine. Okay, but don't take big, long strides like this. All right, if you cover too much area all at once, you're really not gonna get much of any one area. Okay, so the idea is not to cover a bunch of area like this. You really want to pinpoint those tight areas, right? Get on a knot and just attack it. This side's actually pretty good for me too, surprisingly. So I think after this next set is done here, or this set, once this set's done, I'm gonna switch to the med ball. It's a little harder. But you guys use first off, whatever you have available to you, and if you've got some options, then use the tool that's gonna be best for you, right? If you're new to this and you want it to be a little less intense, then you're going to want to go with something a little lighter. Okay. If you've done this before and you want it to be a little bit more intense, then go with something a little bit more firm. Okay, so we're going to go with the inside of the thigh now. Okay, so I'm going left thigh. So I'm just lying on my side here like this, left leg out, bent like this. Okay, and I'm just resting my leg on that ball. Okay, just gonna rest here like this. Okay, and that's just all the weight of my legs just on that ball right there, just on the inside of the thigh. Okay, if you want a little bit more pressure, if you come up onto your elbow like this and then rest your hand here, gives you a little bit more pressure. Again, it depends on how tight you are, how much tension you can handle, and how firm either your ball or foam roller is. Good. All right, guys, other side. Make sure you're breathing through this. Deep breaths in and out. Yeah, this is a tight spot for me. I found a good knot. Hey, 30 seconds to go. Last 10. All right. switch it up. We're just going to go on the hamstring here, just like this. Okay. Start off on the middle of the hamstring and just rest as much weight on it as you can. So just to give you a side view, I'm not really resting on the floor, but if you're having a hard time holding yourself up like this, it's fine to go ahead and just rest here like this and just apply more pressure into that hamstring. You can do that either by just pushing down or crossing your leg over here like this. Okay. Make it work. Last 30. So I'm just working my way up a little bit. Feel like the hamstring's a little tighter, closer to the top. Okay, so you guys can kind of make this work for you. If it's tighter, a little lower down, closer to the knee, then make your way down there. If it's tighter up top, then just make your way to the top. Here we're gonna switch sides. Switch legs. And again, like I said earlier, if you've got some tighter areas that need a little bit more time, then just go ahead and pause the video, spend some time on them until that knot kind of goes away. It should almost feel like the knot kind of dissipates a little bit. It's almost like it just kind of releases and lets go. When you feel that, then you're probably good to move on to the next body part. Okay. Now you don't have to do that with every single body part, right? But if you have one area that's particularly like very tight, or you have a knot that's really stubborn, then I recommend that you do that. Just hit pause and spend a little extra time on it. Okay. If these knots continue, if they just build up and you never get rid of them, never address them, then these are the things that turn into injuries. So this stuff, I mean, it takes a lot of patience to kind of go through this, but it's well worth it. You gotta take your time. You can't just be kind of beating yourself up all the time, and never taking time out to work out the kinks and the knots. Okay, here, calves are next. Hey guys, I'm starting with start with my right calf here like this, cross left foot over my right, just so I can use the weight of my leg to apply pressure on this leg. Okay, again, I'm starting with the middle of the calf, and then I'll work around from there. Okay, so that's not too bad for me. I'm gonna move it around a little bit, probably go a little lower. Yep, there it is. There's the spot. This kind of a session is a little more of it's kind of like a work in rather than a workout. And a lot of times, like people, they don't really make the time for this kind of thing, because it's not quite as exciting as the boxing. I get it. It takes a lot of patience, but honestly, it's well worth it. All right, guys, here we'll switch. It's well worth it, not just from like an injury prevention standpoint, but like honestly, even from an athletic standpoint. When I finish a session like this, like a really good session, like I actually feel more explosive on the bag, and oddly enough, like believe it or not, I feel actually a little more like hungry, like I wanna smash the bag. Like when I finish this a session like this, if it's a good one, like I feel like I want to work out. I feel like I want to smash that bag. So, there's something to be said about, doing what your body kind of needs, like releasing the muscles. All of a sudden, when your muscles aren't as tight and there's not as much restriction in your body, you want to do something. You want to move, right? Because your body's in a better overall state. If you're constantly just beating yourself down through strenuous workouts, right? Eventually, it's going to catch up to you, and you'll have more days where you don't feel like working out, right? Rather than having days where you feel enthusiastic about training. All right, guys, we get moving on to our next one here. Done with the lower body, we're going to move on to the abs. Okay, we're going to keep it a little closer to just below the ribs. Okay, and this one we can kind of just move around a little bit. Okay, there's no need to put too much pressure here either. Okay, you can even use your elbows to take a little pressure off, and we'll just add a little bit of motion on this one. If anything feels funny, then just take some weight off. You don't want to apply too much pressure, especially to the ribs or to your guts. But if you can massage out your abs, you'll feel a lot better. Believe it or not, you'll feel like you're a little bit taller after one of these sessions too. Last 15. Okay, last 5. Good, okay. Move it to the hip. Right hip first. Okay, I know it's a little tough here. With a ball, yeah, like a med ball or a foam roller, it's hard to really get into the crease of the hip, but do the best you can. Try and get into that meaty part of the hip. You can see here I'm kind of turning and moving around a little bit, just looking for that softer part of the hip. Okay. And yeah, I'm not too tight in this area here. I'm just going to turn a little bit, get a little bit more to the side of the hip. Kind of like right now I'm hitting an area where it's kind of in line with your pocket right here. So that area right there. That's a good spot. All right, guys, and switch. Yeah, this session is a little more slowed down, but trust me, this is going to kind of recharge you so that you can push a lot harder in your workouts. This is a long, slow session, and I'm running out of things to say now. Okay, last 30 seconds here. Deep breaths. Last 10. Make sure you're breathing through this. Really. Okay, guys, here we'll move on to the glutes. All right. So you can see here I'm hitting my left glute. All right, so then I'm going to cross my left foot or my left leg, place my left foot on my right knee here like this. And I'm just moving around a little bit, looking for a tight spot. Deep breaths in and out through your nose. It really helps with the releases. Okay, last 10 seconds. Almost there. Yeah, okay, we'll switch it up. Right side now. So on my right glute, cross the right leg over the left. Feel like this. Okay. Last one for the lower body. I know I said we're going to the upper body earlier there, but I forgot about the glutes. So here we are. Yep. Yeah, this side is definitely tighter on me, tighter than my left side. Last 30. Deep breaths in and out. Last 10. Nice. Okay. All right, guys. So we already did the abs. So we're just going to move to the lower back. And I'm going to start on the right side of my lower back. Okay. I'm not going to put any pressure on my spine. All right. So I'm just going to rest here on the right side. Okay. And the ball's sitting right under the right side of my back. And again, I can use my hands, just kind of brace me a little bit. And again, not too much movement, right? A little bit of movement is fine, but mostly really what I want to do is find a knot and just kind of stick on it. Okay. I'm pretty good here. Nothing really. Just kind of at the top of my low back. I've got some little bit of tension there. It's a tight area. I'm just gonna sit here. Okay, we got 20 seconds. Feeling a little more pressure than just cross your arms over your chest. Okay, other side. my left side's pretty good. There's not too much tension there. Nothing really going on. I'm just gonna sit here. I sound like a broken record, guys, but yeah, make sure you're breathing through this. And again, if you find any real tight areas that need more time, just pause the video and then jump back in when you're done. Last 30. Last 10. Nice, good, okay. Here we go. We're gonna go to the lats. So that's that meaty part between your armpit and your ribs right here. Okay, we're just gonna rest on the side here like this. Again, start in the middle, and if the middle is not too bad, then just kind of work up or down from there. Lats aren't too bad for me. I'm just kind of turn just a little bit and go for that meaty part between the pec and the lats. That serratus anterior. It's a little more tender in there for me. So you guys can kind of move it around, make it work for you. All right. Last 5. Good. Okay, other side. Deep breaths. All right, guys, last 10. This one's actually pretty intense for me. Nice job. Okay, we're going to turn over to the pecs. Okay, so I'm just going to go on my right pec here like this. And so I'm lying face down here like this. This arm out like this. And I'm just going to look for a tight spot. Okay. You guys make it work for you. Go if you need to go to your knees like this to just get a little bit more on the top of that pec, then do that. You know, if you need a little bit more to the side, right at the almost right where the armpit starts. If that's where your tension is, then just kind of angle yourself like this. And again, just little motions back and forth is fine, okay? But don't spend the whole time just moving, okay? You really wanna narrow in on one or two spots, narrow in on a knot and kind of stick on that spot, until it lets go. Okay, last 10. All right, guys, switch it up. Left side now. Good. Deep breaths. In and out through the nose. Last 30 seconds. Nice. Okay. All right, guys. Next one, the upper back. Just like the lower back, we're gonna do one set at a time. Okay. So right now, I'm just on the left side here. Okay, I'm in between my spine and my shoulder blade, just hitting the rhomboid area there, and then I'll kind of move around from there. Okay, so start with that area. You can see here I've got this elbow up a little bit. All right, that's just helping me kind of make some room between the shoulder blade and the spine. I'm just hitting that rhomboid area, that meaty part between the spine and the shoulder blade. Okay. And then, from there you can kind of move around and find some meaty spots that are a little tighter. I seem to be okay everywhere else, so I'm just going to stay in the rhomboid. Okay, we're going to hit both sides, and then I'll show you a thoracic mobility exercise that we're going to finish with. Last 5. Good. Okay, guys, switch to the other side. So right side now, in between the spine and the shoulder blade, that meaty rhomboid right in there. Just adjusting my elbow a little bit here, my arm however I need to just kind of get right in between there. Okay. If you guys need support for your neck, you can do this too. Just hold on to the back of your head. And if you want a little more pressure, you can lift your hips like this. We got 10 seconds. Nice. Good work, guys. Okay, one final exercise. This is gonna, honestly, it's gonna open up your upper back really well. Feels great. Okay, it's T-spine extensions or thoracic spine extensions. So I want you to just place the ball or the foam roller lined up with the middle of your shoulder blades. Okay, so right through the middle of your upper back. Okay, and I'm just gonna turn this a little bit. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is place your hands on the back of your head like this, elbows in, and then we're just gonna gently extend back, okay? Now, what I'm not doing is crunching here at the ribs or at the abs, okay? I'm really doing my best to break or fold here at the T-spine, okay? So fold and unfold at the T-spine, keeping the elbows in. All right, you might get a few cracks. All right, feels good. Okay, we're not gonna do a full minute and a half here. We're just gonna, well, actually it's almost been a minute and a half. Here, we'll just do 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, 10. Nice. Nicely done. Good job, guys. Okay. So if you completed your active recovery cardio for today, then game on, you're done. If not, go ahead and do that now. And thanks for coming out, guys. We'll see you soon.